Hey YouTube, James from the Wyvern Watch here, and here with another deck profile. This time it is one of my absolute favourites. For a while I put off actually building this deck, but then I started putting the cards together and I thought actually this is really cool. And I didn't play it when it was meta. I started collecting after it was meta. But I really start to appreciate how good fun the deck is to play actually. And obviously it's seen a little bit of support over the years, some of it not as good as some of the other stuff. I've tried to keep the deck absolutely pure. You won't find loads of hand traps in here, although there is definitely capacity to do so if you wish, to sort of sub some of my options out. But like I say, this is a pure Sky Striker build that, I feel like you could take to locals and do reasonably well with it. Probably not amazingly if I'm perfectly honest. For me, it's more of a casual play thing anyway, but it's just incredible good fun. And it's when you start looking at the artwork as well, they're absolutely fantastic. So a little bit of background into why I've built it, but let's give you the update. Now, I don't think it's changed an awful lot since my last profile, if I'm perfectly honest. There's one or two changes actually. There's one or two in the extra deck, I think, but certainly this hasn't changed. So these are the ultimate rare ones from the OTS pack 2020. They're absolutely stunning. They really add something to the deck because obviously we're playing a pretty minimal monster count. So the Ray is a fundamental part of the Sky Striker engine, of course. But obviously being able to tribute herself as a quick effect to special from the extra deck just gets everything going, of course. And obviously once they've seen destruction, we can special summon her from the grave as well. So she's here, there and everywhere is young Ray. And obviously, like I said to you before, it's a clear 3 of. We're also playing 2 Rose and 1 Hamp. So this is it for the monster count. So we're 1 3 of, 1 2 of, and 1 1 of. Everything else in this deck is a spell, but we'll get to those in a moment. The Rose, of course, she can special summon from the hand, obviously providing potential link 2 possibilities. And she can also special summon from the graveyard as well, negating the effects of a monster on the field. So it still plays an absolute fundamental part of the deck. These are the prismatic rares from Mega Pack 21. I appreciate there are Starlight rares out there, but those are mighty expensive. The Hamp, I just like, I know it's one of the later cards and not everyone would play the Hamp, but I like it because it's just a little bit different and gives you the sort of, the tribute option, where you can obviously get rid of one of your pesky opponent's monsters and tribute summon onto their side of the field, assuming you've got a way of obviously getting it back off again. But kaiju effect, that's the word I was looking for, the kaiju effect. So yeah, it gives you that option, of course, but it just gives you another name as well, because this card's always treated as a Sky Striker card as well. So I just like the look of it, to be honest with you, and I thought that would be it for the monster count. But like I say, if you want to run a load of hand traps, there's perfectly loads of room to do it in there. But I've just gone for a pure Sky Striker, ram the deck full of as many spells as possible. This being one of the new ones, so this is Sky Striker Mobilize Linkage. Fairly simple effect. Of course, it's a quick effect card which comes in super handy. But literally special summons one of our extra deck monsters. And if we've got light and dark available to us, it will add a grand as well to the attack. So nice and simple, but obviously gets your plays going with the extra deck monsters very quickly. Now this is one that you could definitely reduce the number of, but again, because I'm playing casually, I just thought I'd stick with the 3 afterburners. Really just to make sure you've always got that pop option in your hand. But of course, if there's 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can destroy a spell or trap as well. So yeah, super effective. Really want to have one of those available at all times, which is why I'm running it at 3. But I fully appreciate, guys, for those more seasoned with the Sky Striker deck, you probably wouldn't run 3. I think most decks are playing the 3 Widow Anchor though, and for very good reason. So obviously you can negate 1 monster effect with Widow Anchor, but again, if there's 3 or more spells in your grave, you can also take control of it. And bear in mind, it's a quick play spell, guys. It's a super card, and I really like the artwork. Actually, if you start looking at these cards, honestly, the artwork's amazing. And this one actually saw the ban list for quite some time, but we have gone now for 2 Mobilize Engage. I actually not sure about needing the 3rd, to be perfectly honest with you, but I'll probably get a load of comments about that. I could go to 3 on this one, if I'm perfectly honest. It probably is suitable to do so. I really like the newer sort of alt artwork from Monstrous Revenge though. Really like the colours on that, although I still like the other one as well, the first one, of course. I've got those available. To be honest with you, it is one I am thinking about, because there's a couple of cards later on in the list that you think, actually, I could do without that. Maybe 3 Engage is the way to go. At the moment, for at least, guys, we've got 2. So, but yeah, I haven't got a 3rd one of this artwork, but otherwise I'll probably add it now. But the other ones I've got, of course, with the original artwork. But yeah, probably go to 3 on this and drop one of the other cards that I'm coming up soon. We all know what Engage does though. Multi-roll, the continuous spell, and really sort of gets this deck running nice and smoothly, because obviously you can set spells up to the number of set spells from your graveyard up to the number of striker spells you've used that turn. That's during the end phase. So essentially you can obviously set everything that you've just used that's still sat in the graveyard, including the engages. We've also gone for 2 Shark Cannons. So quick effect, you can banish 1 monster from your graveyard, and if you have 3 or more spells in your grave, you can special summon one of them anyway. Special summon that monster. So nice and simple, but again, just giving you a little bit of advantages there with having the 3 spells in the grave. Very important to have 3 spells in the grave with a Sky Striker deck, as I'm sure you're all aware. I'm running 2 of the field spells, so Airspace Area 0. Obviously going for the excavated cards now, and obviously adding a striker variant to your hand, and then once that card's been sent to the graveyard, you can special summon an ace monster from your deck. So nice and simple, but again, just making sure you've always got a Sky Striker monster available to you. Just the 3 one-offs, will put all these on. So 1 Jamming Waves, 1 Hornet Drones, and 1 Eagle Booster. Don't think the Eagle Booster is a particularly common card in the list. I like it though, like I say, it could always be switched out for a hand trap or 2 if you really wanted to. But Jamming Waves, of course, is pretty much the opposite to Afterburners, where you'd pop in a spell or trap on the field, and then if you have 3 or more spells in the graveyard, you can destroy 1 monster. Hornet Drones is your token generator, and Eagle Booster will negate the effect on make one of our monsters unaffected by card effects, and if you've got 3 or more spells, it can't be destroyed either. I found that as a quick effect spell as well, nice and simple, and a good addition. Then on to the non-striker spells. So we are still running 3 Dark Ruler No Mores in this deck, just to really help get to that next turn, and obviously negate all monster effects, and obviously hopefully overcome them. We're running 2 Foolish Burial Goods for obvious reasons. We want spells in the grave. This does that, so that's why they're there. We're also running 2 Lightning Storms. We're very much a go second deck anyway, so Lightning Storm in your open hand will certainly be coming to play, I'm sure. 2 Pot of Desires, because we are running no hand traps, we're running a lot of 3-ofs, so there's no reason why we couldn't sort of squeeze a Pot of Desires in there as well, just to increase our hand. Excuse me. And then there's 5 1-offs here, so 1 Monster 1, Reinforcement of the Army, of course, 1 Terraforming, 1 Call by the Grave. They've all got their own option. They're all there for a reason, of course. We know, I mean, Monster Reborn you could drop for the 3rd engage, really, and that, to be fair, might be something I look at. Reinforcing Order we know about, that's going to grab a Warrior. Harpy's Feather Duster, obvious reasons. Terraforming for the area is 0, and of course Called by the Grave to stop some of those hand traps affecting our list. Excuse me. Okay, and then that's a 40 card main deck, guys. Moving swiftly on to the extra deck. And of course, there's a lot of Sky Striker names in here with a couple of other options. So we've got 3 Kagari. Now these are the prismatic rares from the mega packs. I make sure that all of them are the prismatic rare from the mega packs. The only one I might change out rarity wise is the Shizuku, because that alt art in Quarter Century looks really, really pretty. I've not actually got any of those though yet. The ultimate rares are really difficult to get in good condition now, so I've sort of stayed away from those for now. I'm gutted, actually. I did have an opportunity to buy a full set for a reasonable price as well, but some of the conditions weren't great. But either way, Kagari, of course, is your go-to. Sort of getting a spell from the graveyard back to hand, and obviously gains 100 attack for each spell in the graveyard, so it gets stronger as the game gets older. But yeah, very much a go-to for Kagari. And then the go-to for the end phase really is Shizuku. Sorry. And then yeah, so your opponent loses 100 attack for each spell in the grave, and then during the end phase, more importantly, you can get a Sky Striker spell search. That's what I was trying to get at there. And then the last for the Link ones, we've got 2 Kayate and 1 Kaina. The Kaina isn't a great effect. I'm really just running it because I wanted to run all the Sky Striker Link monsters. But the Kaina is basically opponent's monster, makes it so one of them can't attack until the next turn. And then Hayate, of course, is your monster that is allowed to attack directly. So we're going into these less, which is why the 2 and the 1. But of course, they can all be interchanged. This is why I love it so much. You've got Ray, who then effectively gets 4 different equipments levels, if you like. And obviously they're all Ray with a different suit on, which is a great idea, to be fair, isn't it? You know, I absolutely love the principle of it, which is why I sort of started to fall in love with the deck a little bit. But yeah, that's the principle of it anyway. And then the last 3 are your newer guys. Well, Zeke isn't that new anymore, but Zeke's there. I've got Azalea from Monstrous Revenge and Azalea Temperance from Terminal Revenge. So Zeke can banish 1 opponent's monster until the next end phase, and can also gain a grand. Azalea can pop 1 card, and then if there's 3 or more spells in the grave, that's right, and she can destroy she can destroy 1 monster she's gone to battle with. And then Temperance can banish 1 spell, and then target and equip. What is it? Let me just try and remind myself what this one is. This is the newer one, isn't it? You can banish 1 spell from the hand or graveyard. That's right. Then target 1 monster your opponent controls with 2,500 or less. Equip that face-up monster to this card as an equipped spell. Which I thought, again, just stealing an opponent's monster is a nice little effect. But, yeah, that's it for Temperance. Come come back to these in a sec. And then just a few sort of, well, we've got nice and simple stuff. So we've got one Phoenix, one Unicorn, and one Access Code Talker. I think these are just options. I find myself rarely going into them, if I'm perfectly honest, but they're there, of course, if you need them. And just the one Sky Striker Ace token for the Hornet drones. Guys, thank you so much for listening and tuning in this long on a Sky Striker profile you probably weren't expecting. I just wanted to show you my current deck, and like I say, it's in its current form. It isn't the most competitive build you've ever seen, but it's still so much good fun to play. I can't underestimate that. And yeah, I'll probably give it a bit more practice and probably switch out for another Engage as well, because I taught myself into it while filming. But guys, thanks once again, and keep those comments coming. Really, really appreciate them. Throw a like if you like the video, and I'll see you for the next one. Cheers then. Bye-bye.